Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. We are at a point in time in the Kenyan political scene where there are only two forces now. The forces of change versus the forces of status quo. You are either with William Ruto and the broad-based government, or you are with the opposition. And Kenyans have decided that you cannot afford to sit in the fence. You must take a position and tell us where you are. Even the leaders have decided that they are telling us whether they are in government or they are in the opposition. Raila Amolo Odinga yesterday was bragging that Rigathi had placed some trap in State House, and the trap later entangled him instead of the people he thought would be entangled. In other words, if you ask me, Raila is telling people that they are in government. So you are either with them or you are with the opposition. Since we are practicing tribal politics, each region is also taking a position. In Nyanza, there are people who believe that Raila is right and therefore they align with Raila. There are others who are saying, no, we are going to exercise our democratic right no matter what Raila says. But if there is a place where we are going to witness political theatrics, we are going to witness serious political emancipation, it is Mount Kenya. Ever since Rigathi Gachagua was removed from power, Mount Kenya decided to sever ties with William Samoei Ruto. And whoever is still remaining with William Ruto has already been declared the enemy of the people because they feel that they have been misused. Now, is there anyone allied to William Ruto who has not been heckled? Because we are in a season of reckoning, reality check. Each and every leader must now try and check his standing with the people who elected him. Because Kenyans have decided, I'm looking at the way things are moving, it seems Kenyans have boarded a train and the train has already left. Whoever is left behind will have to chase for it. Just the other day, William Ruto was heckled. By just a mere mention of William Ruto, people booed and heckled, the Ruto must go. It is now a common song. About 2 days ago, the member of parliament in Limuru, where Rigathi Gachagua was attacked by goons, had very difficult times. And he was also chased. You've seen in Nyeri how members of parliament get it very rough. There's a constituency in Nyeri where the members of the constituency have decided that they are collecting signatures because they want to recall their member of parliament. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Sabina Chege was in a function in Ruiru. This was a function of Modo Wanyumba, sons and daughters of Mumbi. It was purely a Kikuyu event. Now, you've seen all these events where in Luo sometimes they have Ramogi night, in the Luya they have Mulembe night. Now, there are functions that are merely organized for a particular group and they share maybe their culture, they celebrate some of their achievements. So this was purely a Kikuyu event. We are a multi-ethnic society and we should be proud of this. So leaders always showcase their closeness with the people in such forums. If you've endeared yourself well to the people, they will cheer you up, you will be given a standing ovation. But if you are in bad standing with them, that is when they show you that you are in a wrong territory and you are unwanted. And Sabina tested the bitterness of the people, I think, in the manner in which she plays her politics. She was booed. She had a very difficult time addressing her own people. And I want us to look at that.
I'm so proud of Bonua Doita, Damu Menine, MJ Boye, na gutire thomeka iatori niguo uyu murona haha kamwire gioka thiini wa Coro FM ndamurehe nindacokia ngatho muno 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 makiria tu muthenya akinyite hau ndienda kumwe kiheo giakwa ta muciari ndirĩ na ũndũ ũngĩ na nĩ tondũ wa kwambĩrĩria kũrathagia nĩ tondũ wa ũrĩa mwambĩrĩirie niĩ ta mũciari wanyu ndamũheire kĩheo gĩa ciringi 500 nĩguo mũthiĩ thĩinĩ wa kaũntĩ icio ingĩ Ngai witũ amũrathime na Karanja nĩoka nake nĩanjĩrage kũnyongerera ciringi 100 koguo kuma mũciĩ-inĩ wakwa na arata akwa nĩtũkũmũrĩra 600 na Ngai witũ amũrathime. Asante sana. Asante sana.
One question. Why is Sabina being ejected? Why is she being rejected? Why is she being heckled and booed? Because Sabina Chege was, and I still believe is a very prominent leader. At some point she was telling us that the UDA wanted her to deputize Governor Sakaja in Nairobi. At some point she was among the people who were selected together with Martha Karua, together with Peter Kenneth, to see who deputies Raila in 2022. Her political standing is being rated very high. She's a former woman rep. She was very close to Uhuru Kenyatta. She stood by Uhuru until when William Ruto was announced, and even thereafter she was still with Uhuru, and then they decided that this was a gone case, and they started supporting Rigathi Gachagua. But why is she losing that popularity? That is what I want us to look at. Please allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel. If you want our channel to grow together, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. Also help us liking our video. If you do that, the video will reach many people, and it's another way of growing our channel. Thank you very much to our returning subscribers. Those who share our videos, I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at where the rain started beating Sabina Chege, or rather, why is she a victim of heckling? And before we do that, I want us to watch this video where Sabina Chege, after the removal and impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, when the Mount Kenya fraternity was very bitter and they felt that Kithure Kindiki was being imposed on them, Sabina Chege went and she was telling us that she's on the ground. The ground is very calm. People have forgotten Rigathi Gachagua. Let them embrace peace. Let them work with Kithure Kindiki. And she was saying the same hand that appointed Rigathi Gachagua is the same hand that appointed Kithure Kindiki, notwithstanding the fact that Rigathi and Ruto were elected together. So kindly listen to Sabina Chege.
I want to ask Mount Kenya people, please let us remain calm. I am on the ground and the ground is calm. The only thing I want to urge the leader who are at my position even in Parliament and Senate, let us be humble. Let us explain to these people politely, without chest thumping, and these people have no problem. We had 2 sons of the mountain. One has served for 2 years. There's another one, hopefully, that he's going to serve for the next 3 years. Let us encourage each other. Let us pray for him. Let us support him, because we cannot be in opposition. We want to work with the government so that our people can benefit. Talking about healthcare, we are talking about education. We are talking about our security. Where can we get all these things if you are not in the government? And because His Excellency the President is the one who has appointed the first Deputy President, he's also the one who has appointed the second one. And you know there was a lot of challenges even for the appointment of the first one. He chose him. We know he's the one who has reasons why he has decided to change. And we are praying for them that God will give them wisdom that they're going to work for Kenyans. And now we focus on development and stop politicking. And I want to urge my fellow colleagues, let us now drop the politics and work for our people, because we only have 3 years to serve.
That could be the main reason why Sabina is being booed, because at some point she had supported Rigathi and she did not want Rigathi to be impeached. She felt they were being misused. Then after Rigathi had been impeached, she never showed any sympathy or empathy. She never stood with the people. Because let's face it, Rigathi Gachagua could be a very bad leader in the eyes of many. If you ask me, one of the things that I didn't like about Rigathi is the manner in which he was exhibiting anger, especially when he was warning Raila Amolo Odinga. The money in which he was saying that, this is a shareholding company, even though we know it's a shareholders company because the appointments really show it all. But even if you don't like Rigathi Gachagua, you are not the only person living in Kenya. Rigathi is a son of some people, and there are people who like Rigathi Gachagua, and you don't blame them for that. So before Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, there was an opinion poll that was conducted, or rather public participation. Anybody understands that the people of Mount Kenya and many other people from all corners of the country told members of parliament, do not impeach Rigathi Gachagua. For the people who don't come from Mount Kenya, they wanted Rigathi to stay with William Ruto or both of them to go. That is where we had Kufa Dereva, Kufa Makanga, because all the accusations that were leveled against Rigathi Gachagua could also be traced in the office of the president. Tribalism, appointments of shareholders, corruption and everything, they could be traced well. And I remember Rigathi was saying that I've learned from my boss. So many Kenyans felt that these people are the same. There is no better devil here. But the people from Mount Kenya felt that they voted for Ruto because Rigathi was there. The truth is, there are people who were not for Rigathi Gachagua, they would have not voted for William Samoei Ruto. And so that was their common stand. And I've always maintained that your member of parliament is there courtesy of your vote. He's there to represent you, because in your thousands or millions, you cannot go and occupy parliament. So you elect one person who will represent and champion for your interest. So when the people of Mount Kenya said, don't impeach Rigathi Gachagua, that was their position. And their members of parliament should have listened to that. It's different, for example, from members of parliament from Nyanza. There are a number of people who felt that Rigathi wanted to kill Raila. He was so tough on Raila, he had placed traps, and therefore they had given their members of parliament the green light to go and impeach Rigathi Gachagua. To those people, they are speaking the same language. That is why whenever the members of parliament go to Kisumu or they go back to their constituencies, they are not booed because they did that which some of their members wanted. So Sabina Chege, by implying that the country was calm, she was simply telling us that Rigathi was an entity, so to speak. Many had expected that people would go to the street to start shouting, but Rigathi knew very well that had he charged his people to the street, they would have been killed. There would have been that justification. And he said, my people are calm, hawatarusha mawe, hawatafanya nini, but we are waiting for 2027. And that is why Sabina Chege and many others are being booed, heckled, and being chased, because they have gone astray. They are not doing that which is in tandem to what the constituents want. And let me tell you, people like Kimani Ichung'wah and Sabina Chege might find it very difficult in 2027, because that is when these people will speak. All this noise of Ruto must go, booing Sabina, booing Kimani Ichung'wah, will translate into votes come 2027. And if there is a community that is going to come out, is Mount Kenya, because they have a common enemy. They feel betrayed, they feel misused, and they want to send a warning. And we are going to see many more. You've seen the way governors are being heckled whenever you mention William Ruto's name. Students like multimedia the other day were singing Ruto must go. So William Ruto is unwanted. And there's this school of thought that is telling William Ruto that, oh, utashinda kwa sababu kuna Raila, utashinda kwa sababu kuna Atuoli. Let me tell you, there are people who are not going to listen to their leaders anymore. People are going to look at William Ruto and his policies, and they're going to make a decision that will surprise the political class. They are not going to believe it. How I wish that someone could tell William Ruto the truth, but I believe he knows it. That is why they are charging goons against Rigathi Gachagua. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is your take on booing and heckling Sabina Chege?